So now we're going to cover how to create new slides. As we've seen before, we started out with one big blank slide. And it's worth noting that by default, your pen is set to the brush. So it's not very thick and has a little bit of texture. So even just from the beginning, when you first launch, you can just draw stuff, right? Using your pen right on the screen. However, we're not quite there yet. So I've done this first slide and I said hello. And I say, well, I'd like a new slide. So I go to the new slide option, and I have a couple of options. One is a new screen slide. A new screen slide is very much like the screen annotate, but it takes a screenshot without it being live at all. Whereas when we annotate, it was actually a live screen where we can navigate with the interface a little bit. So for example, I'll just do new screen slide, and it's just taken a picture of my whole desktop. And I can do things like annotate it here, but there's no interaction. I can't double click on anything. And I'm actually in FlowWorks now, but it looks like I'm somewhere else. So let me do the other one. I'll do a new white slide, and that gives me blank. So notice we're up at 3 of 3. I can also do a new blue slide. Pretty bright blue, but red doesn't do so well on that. And I can do a new black slide. Black is interesting if you're in a dark room, really want to make a point. Again, we'll learn how to change all these colors later. And then finally, a new background slide. And a background slide is really intended to have some other kind of picture over it, so we won't worry about that for now. So it's just giving us a white one. So those are new slides. Now it's important to distinguish a new slide from a new FlowWorks file. A new FlowWorks file would be under the Start menu and New, just like opening a new Word document. So when I hit New here, it says, well, what do you want to do with the one you already have open? So I could say I don't want anything to do with that. So now I have a brand new one that's 1 of 1, and I lost all those other works. So we have a new FlowWorks file under Start, and we have a new slide for that file on this icon that looks like a page with a plus on it. When in doubt, I just go with a new white slide or a new black slide. Nice and clear, no problems. The blue is a little bit harsh in contrast, so you may choose that. And if you're trying to annotate a particular part of something on your screen, the new screen slide is also helpful. So those are the new slides. And if you made a new one, like let's make a new blue one, and I realize that I don't want that, all I have to do is go over next to it, and there's a delete slide icon. So it's got the page with an X over it. I click that, and it deletes the slide I'm on. Notice if I do it again, I now have no slides. So I have a file open, but no pages on it, and I can't draw on it because there is no drawing surface. So I'll just make a new white slide, and now I'm back where I started. And I'm alive. There we go. So we just covered making a new file and making new slides and taking a screenshot. So I'd like to again clarify the difference between screen annotation, which I'll do now. I'll click screen annotation. Is that it gives me my desktop, but you'll notice I can still interact with my desktop and I can still jump to other applications. I can annotate them, right? So I can draw on it, but then I can also go and minimize, so you see that drawing I made is on my desktop. So it's kind of you're annotating it live. Whereas when I switch back to the application, a normal slide, for example, if I go here and put new screen slide, this is different. There is no interaction with this desktop at all. It's just a picture of my desktop. So even though it looks that way, you'll notice nothing lights up. When it highlights, I can't click on anything because this is just a picture, slide 3 of 3. So very important to understand the difference between an interactive annotation and just a new screenshot.